All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praise and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Harachawadash. Double honor to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone who teach God and rule well. And greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you, helpful elect, Shalom unto you. All right, I just want to get into this real quick. This video on the left here, and this is by, let me see here, Go Abundance. Okay. Kenyan man destroys Black America. And this is what Andrew Kibi, I guess is how you say his name. I don't know. All right. Lot to unpack in this. Okay. And before we get started, it says right there, black people are cursed, and he's absolutely right. All right, let's start there. He's absolutely right. In Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, which is part of what proves that we are the children of Israel, is a major staple in proving we are the children of Israel for every reason he names in this video. Okay. His observations are correct. Okay, and the scriptures touch on these things. Okay, but the disdain that he speaks from, he's probably a Jake himself. Okay. The perspective he speaks on, when all hell breaks loose in the earth, he's going to pray that he's an Israelite. Being from West Africa, Kenya over there, he probably is one. Okay, but, Jake does have a Stockholm syndrome. They connect with their oppressor, because your oppressor is a little bit less. Okay, because you're a house slave instead of a field slave, you feel a little bit different. So it's about a 9.5 minute video. I'm gonna do my best to just let it play as much as possible, but like I said, there's a lot, and there's a lot of scriptures. I've highlighted a bunch in this chapter in another app, but I'll try to read them in this in the NLT, just for more basic understanding of it, the general understanding versus the biblical language as much. But I have other precepts, and I do want to get into Galatians, which will open itself up toward the end of the video. So Lord willing, this is edifying. All right. So it says black people are cursed. So I'm gonna start the video.
That black people are cursed in some way. Like, God and the devil conspired to just say, black people are dumb.
Yes.
I'm just paraphrasing what you said. How do you respond to somebody who's thinking, well, I know you're black, but that's pretty racist, or that's pretty ignorant, or whatever? What's your response?
You call it what you want to call it. when I see how the black people operate, you can call it whatever you want to call it. Because all these terms are just to muddy the conversation. The conversation is, are we doing well? No, we're not. Right? Everybody comes in and takes advantage of us. So why are we pretending that we're doing well? We're not doing well. The rate of abortions is highest in the black community in America.
Right.
The black people are killing their own children, bro.
Yeah.
That's right.
So what you telling me? The black people are killing themselves in America. There's a higher chance of me being killed by a black man in this country of yours than by somebody who looks like you.
Now.
I went to South Central. I went to downtown LA.
All right. And it's funny because he's about to make light of the situation, but when you read these comments, some of the people are hitting it right on the head, which says here, this was Oxley of London, right? It says American blacks experience is not your experience. So you don't know. Your family didn't get here like we got here. And there's a lot of different comments in here. I tried to highlight some of them, or at least like them, so I can know where to stop. But a lot of comments in here. I'm gonna try to get them toward the end of the video, or maybe midway through the video before I go into the Galatians. But yeah, so after these curses, I'll try to do it. But it says, don't forget to show. It's a good that you do well on the back of the American Africans, because he wasn't over here for civil rights and all these other things. Now, according to the scriptures, we know that didn't help our people. Okay, when you have the eye solve, the scriptures say, oppression maketh the wise man mad, in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter. Okay, so when you're able to see where the oppression is coming from, it sucks, man. Problem is, he ain't been here long enough to see the oppression. He didn't grow up here under the same conditions where when you tried to go get an education and go to school, you were shot with water hoses. Okay, you had dogs sicked on you. Somebody would lie on you and say you whistled at a white woman, and now they didn't beat you and throw you in the back of a truck and drug you around and hung you on a tree and burned you. You know, the real terror, you know, that so-called blacks, African Americans, if you will, went through is not the experience of the African. And if you notice, Africans make sure that they differentiate that they are not the same people. And this probably is a joke, but Africans don't like to be associated with American African Americans. Okay, that's why even African Americans prefer to call themselves black. They rather be called a color than be adjoined unto to Africans too much. Those that understand that dynamic. You have them all back to the motherland, you know, Jakes too. It's all tomfoolery, if you will. Okay, the issue is this: we don't know where we come from and who we are supposed to be under. Well, this Bible puts it together who we are. By everything that he's saying is gonna give a form of that through the scriptures. Okay, and only all this that he lists is for us, man. Okay, it's listed right in there for us. All right, look what he's saying. And look, that was the one comment. Let me see if I can find another comment. Yeah, he says, Smokey Lucas said, I have lived in the USA for over 20 years as a Kenyan immigrant. I'm embarrassed by this perspective. Yeah, because they know it wasn't easy. You know, you live here long enough, you're going to be treated until they start pulling out papers and IDs and seeing that you're from somewhere else and they can prove it. That, you know, that it can go to some other place that it can't go for the African American citizen. Okay, those that are born here, that grew up here, that were under the slave trade and so on and so forth. Okay, Chad Smith 5045 said, it's always interesting to hear people who have no concept of what it's like to be black in America tell black Americans what it is like to be a black in America. As the gentleman so eloquently stated numerous times, we'll get to it, right? He has been here 2 years. Only 2 years. He says he knows nothing about being black in America. Why would the host, as a foreigner, ask a foreigner about the problems facing black America? And what's funny is there was another video that popped up on my feed. It's Tupac saying, matter of fact, I'm going to try to grab it for this video. It should be in the comments. I mean, in my history. It shouldn't be too deep, but I just seen it. It was a short. And I hate to quote somebody like Tupac, but you can't tell the African American male, the African American woman, elderly, the child, even today, you can't tell us about this experience. Now, the children, you've told the children about this, the what you think the experience should be, or erasing the experience. You know, I had somebody in high school tell me, a brother actually was like, yeah, they just removed it. They just removed African American history out of schools, like the slavery part. They took that out, so they're omitting certain parts of the truth, certain parts of what the history of what happened. Okay, and when you look at the dynamic of where we're at today and the way our people act, it look like everybody getting money. We just don't know what we're doing. When it goes a lot further than that. It's a lot harder to understand where we're coming from. Okay. This is a man whom fled his homeland since when a guest can come to someone's house and tell people how to live in their house, right? And it just made me think about what he said here. On the back of the African American Africans, right? Don't forget to show appreciation. Yeah, if you get here in 2022, you've been in Africa living that type of lifestyle. That's been, you know, there's lions and stuff, as he's about to joke about and whatnot. But he was scared of downtown LA for his life, scarier there than he was anywhere else. Yeah, because you don't fear being eaten by a pack of like hyenas or whatever, you know. But over here, we get shot and getting shot sucks, man. Okay, we get killed in very violent ways. All right, that's the experience over here for us. And when I get into these curses, you'll get it. But at the end of the day, you gotta know that we're tired, man. We've worked all these years and never had anything, and all our lives seem to be is just constantly working for to build up someone else's wealth, and then go back to work tomorrow, and go back to work tomorrow, and go back to work the day after that, and on and on. Oh, the weekend here, let me enjoy some beer and sports, and then go back to work on Monday, and then back to work again, and then back to work, and okay. It's nice to come in when things are all set up, and then the sympathy time is trying to, it's come in where they feel things are not as fair as they could be. Let's write some bills where we're going to take advantage and give them some things, some crumbs off the table, if you will. And then he comes right in and get the crumbs off the table. All right, I've seen the whole thing, so I'm trying not to go too far ahead, and forgive me, but let's try to watch.
Scared for my life. And I'm from Africa, bro. Us guys have seen lions and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Yeah. So it's a high time somebody tells them the truth, which is, you guys are fucking up. The black people have been cast because they follow the women.
He's right. The scriptures support what he's saying. We are fucking up. But where are we fucking up? Not just because we don't know how to be regular people and just do the natural thing. It's because of these curses. Okay? It's because of these curses. All right? So let me grab a few things. Now, the first thing he said was women, right? So let me go to this other. All right, Isaiah 3:8. It says, "For Jerusalem, which it's a people before it's a place." You got to understand, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the children of Israel. Okay? Yeah, there is someone over there in our land. It's our evil twin brother, Esau, that's in our land, particularly Amalek. Okay? That's portraying us over there. Okay? But it's not. Okay, it says, "For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord Yahweh, to provoke the eyes of his glory." Okay? And that's where those curses come in at. Okay? From Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. And when you start to see the full effects of what the curses do to us, then you go. Matter of fact, I got some precepts. All right, Lamentations 1, it says, "How do the city sit solitary that was full of people? How is she become as a widow?" Talking about the children of Israel. It's like a comely woman. How has she become a widow? She that was great among the nations and princess among the provinces, how is she become tributary? All right. Jeremiah 31:22. "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?" Speaking of the children of Israel particularly. "For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man," meaning a woman will lead a man. Okay, let's see another translation real quick. Jeremiah 31:22 in the NLT, right? It says, that's not what we're looking for. That's not. As it said in the KJV, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man," right? It says, nope, that's not what it means. Encompass a man, okay? Let's see. Shall encompass a man. A woman protects a man. Okay, it says there. What does that mean? That means the roles will be reversed. Okay, the woman will be over the man. Okay, they'll be higher on the totem pole than a man. And if you look at, I must go there. Okay, 1 Corinthians 11:3. "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach Yahushua," which is the name that you ignorantly called God and Jesus Christ. Okay, God's proper name is Yahweh, and his son's proper name in ancient Hebrew, right? It's both in the Hebrew, is Yahushai. And Yahushai is from the tribe Yahudah. Okay, there's clues that link those. His name is in them. Okay. Anyway, it says the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahushai, the Messiah, is the Most High God, Yahweh. All right. Back in Genesis, it said it. Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. So when you conceive children, there's going to be multiplied sorrow in that situation, right? And in thy sorrow we shall bring forth children. We shall have kids, right? With all the birth pains. And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee, showing you the order even way back in the garden after the sin had set up its had begun. Was that whole sin with the serpent, Adam and Eve, that whole thing had been opened up. Okay. And furthermore, when you understand how the foundations of how life was set up go in the earth, and then we're given a book of how to follow that and to keep that to a certain standard, okay, in our daily lives, okay, that we will be prosperous in the earth. Well, every other nation has to figure it out because the Heavenly Father is not their God. They were not chosen. He chose the children of Israel. So therefore, when he gave us the law, he gave us the guidelines in the book to go and to keep, to appease him and do the right things in the earth, how to discern and judge properly in the earth. Okay, now we were subject to sin, okay, with these chains of darkness, our bodies. Therefore, the second covenant came in, okay, and we'll get into that a little bit, but just kind of foreshadowing, but bringing it all full circle. We are still supposed to keep the way this thing is set up, and our people have not, because we are under these curses. Okay. All right, Isaiah 3:8. For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen. Okay, that's a people before us a place, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord Yahweh, right? To provoke the eyes of his glory. All right. The show of their countenance do witness against them. They declare their sin is Sodom. Part of how we sin is through sodomy, right? They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. All right, we are cursed. We reward evil unto ourselves. They say to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doing. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. Okay, and that's us. That fits us as well. Okay, that fits us. I mean, you can look at it from the wicked Edomite. Okay, but that's us. Okay, we have wicked people within our nation as well. Okay, 2/3. So as for my people, children are their oppressors. Less than significant people are the elder shall serve the younger. Okay. And all of that, and two manner of people. That goes back to Jacob and Esau coming out in Genesis the 25th chapter, okay? And women rule over them, and our women rule over us, showing you that we're out of order. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err. Our oppressors lead us into destruction. Why? How can a righteous people that have a book with the covenant and the law, statutes, and commandments in it be led astray by someone that doesn't believe in the book and wasn't chosen to lead you by the book? Okay, they were created to be wicked in the earth. Okay, why would they ever lead you the right way? Like they know, they don't know. And the precepts that go with that, I don't want to make this longer than it has to be, but you can get the book of Proverbs, the 16th chapter, 4th verse. You can get to create the wicked for the day of evil. The other one is in Psalm 49:50. I think it's 50 and 19:20, something like that. Let me see. I should be able to grab that one right quick. Okay. I don't want to digress too far from the point. 19. It says, let's be up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, verse 16. But unto the wicked, Psalm 50 and 16, but unto the wicked he said, what dost thou do to declare my statutes? Okay, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and cast my words behind thee. So how is this man gonna be able to guide us? Okay, if the wicked is who's ruling over us, As it says in Job, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, the 9th chapter, the 24th verse. Okay, so we got to understand how this situation plays out. And there's deep hatred, man, okay, between Esau and Jacob. That deep hatred is in between Ham and Jacob, the Philistines, Ham and Jacob, the Philistines, or Ham and Esau. Okay, it's not between y'all like it is between us. Ours goes back to the birthright. Okay, and selling the birthright. It goes way back to Genesis 25, selling 25, selling the birthright, and 27, where he wanted to slay us from that moment on. Okay? These things have to, and it's in an Edomite spirit to just have an itch about you. Okay? Just something that just don't sit right with you in their eyes. Okay? So imagine that dynamic, and then they're the people that police you and that guide you and teach you the rules of the land. Okay? Going back in Lamentations 1, it says, verse 2, that was the one I was thinking, Salaki. Yeah, Jeremiah 2, verse 14, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? And this is what we're talking about. It's these curses why we're spoiled. Okay, when I get to Deuteronomy 28 chapter, you're going to see clearly that we are a cursed people. Okay? All right? The young lions roared about him and yelled, and they made his land waste. His cities are burned without inhabitant. This is what happened to us, man. Thy own wickedness shall correct thee, and thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter. And when you go into the word America, is from the Italian word amargo, which means bitter. And this place has been bitter. Okay? For the children of Israel. Okay? All 12 tribes, not just the black people, but when we talk about one, we got to understand we're talking about all 12. Okay? And thou hast forsaken the Lord, thy power, Yahweh, and that my fear is not in thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Okay, so all these things are the reasons why we are cursed. Okay, let me go back to Lamentations. Lamentations 1 again in verse 2 says, she weepeth sore in the night, and her tears are on her cheeks. Among all her lovers she has none to comfort her. All her friends have dealt treacherously with her. They are become her enemies. All her friends have become her enemies. I'm telling you, this is what happened to our nation. Right? Judah is gone into captivity because of affliction and because of great servitude. She dwelleth among the heathen. Okay, she findeth no rest. All her persecutors overtook her between the straits, between the difficulties, right? And the ways of Zion do mourn, because none come to the solemn feasts. And at the solemn feasts is where we do the serious prayers. Unto Yahweh, we commemorate the Heavenly Father. Okay? But we don't come together for these feasts and hold them in its proper regard and tradition. But we're reverencing our power. Okay? All her gates are desolate, her priests sigh, her virgins are afflicted, and she is in bitterness. Okay? Her adversaries are the chief. Her enemies prosper, for the Lord Yahweh have afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy. And from the daughter of Zion, all her beauty is departed. Look, we're not even a beautiful nation no more. Okay, her princes are become like harts that find no pasture. They just constantly pray. Okay, they are gone without strength before the pursuer. Okay. And every other nation can pursue us, man, and overtake us in our lower state, right? Jerusalem remembered in the days of her affliction and in her miseries all her pleasant things that she had in the days of old. That's why we still want to rock gold and still be in leadership positions and want to be the loudest and the center of attention, because we're used to being the rulers, man. It's in our spirit. Okay? When her people fell into the hand of the enemy, and none did help her, the adversary saw her and did mock at her Sabbaths. Jerusalem have grievously sinned. Therefore she is removed. All that honored her despise her, because they have seen her nakedness. Yea, she sigheth and turneth backwards. Okay, should be ashamed. Okay, we're even past the shame now, where we don't even care. We just proud now as a nation in our folly. Got another one right quick. 2 Ezra 6 verse 54. And after these Adam also, whom thou hast made, thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. And this have I spoken before thee, O Lord Yahweh, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So he didn't care about the other heathen nations. Okay? You guys have had advantage over us because we were being punished in the same moment. Okay? But when he decides to bless us, you're gonna go down to the employee level. Okay? And we'll be the CEOs. All right? It says 57 is getting to the point. Now, O Lord Yahweh, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing and have begun to be lords over us and to devour us, but we, right, they're over us and devour us, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? How come we can't be on top? Because in Daniel 4:17 says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. He can put you the basis of men as the ruler. He can put the strongest of men as the ruler. He can put any other heathen over whomever in whatever dynamic or situation, and has done it. Okay, through biblical history and secular history, you watch these things line up. That is a true statement. Okay, and now he put the base man over us, the Edomites, and then we're gonna come in the greatest rags to riches story, come out of his captivity and rule the whole planet, the whole galaxy, man. Right? Thus saith the scriptures. Something else for another day, though. Let's all right, back to it.
People have been cast by it because they follow the women.
Okay. It says here, but what he forgets to mention is that the fact that the black woman was put over the black man's was designed. It's not coincidental.
Men should not follow women. Women need to follow men.
Now, what about that one? The sexist thing. You're going to hear that.
Again, just throw it in there. I'm from Africa. I use the word nigger, so yeah. I know it's taboo for the white people, but it's also stupidity. Because why are we taking away language from everybody? Mm. Shouldn't I be strong enough to handle whatever the fuck you want to tell me?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, in the context of, like in anything, whether it's, race or sexism. I mean, you just
anything, bro.
We're offended,
anything.
We're offended very easily.
Why am I offended? Why should I be offended easily? Right. That's weak of me if I get offended.
Yeah.
Because if I remember when we were playing in the playground, kids didn't give a shit about what you were going through or your issues at home or whatever. If you were bald, you were bald in this playground. If you were fat, you were the goalkeeper. Mm. Yeah, with kids, it's pretty straightforward.
Sure.
So why do we become?
I'm looking for a particular scripture, the one that he explained it, man. That was that one I just read. There was another one that gives a little bit of history on what actually happened. Let me see here. I should be coming up close. Bear with me one moment. Yep, here we go. We'll read more of it too. This is Razin Jogu, something like that. This says the slave master whooped the men in front of their wives and their kids to break them. And even the strongest in the tribes they would beat to death, right? I heard this before. And everything had to be communicated through the wife, okay? Because you didn't know if your husband was going to go in there and be killed. And then what was also happening? They were sleeping with the wives, man, the slave masters. So the man was just a figure in his family. I would dread being alive in those days. Okay, if the uncensored truth would be tough, it would be a good start. All right, but you got to understand that this was set up. When you go into the Willie Lynch letter, he showed how to do it. And yeah, it was he was setting it up in the islands over there in the Caribbean, which is still our people. Okay, but then they brought it over here. And that letter was shared about how to do it. And that is still in effect today. Okay? That is still in effect today. Okay? I'll refer to this scene because if I just grab the scene from YouTube, they'll probably shut it down. But the scene in Boys in the Hood, when he said, how do we get the guns and drugs? We don't own these ships. Okay? When they was in Compton. So you can check that part out. Okay? But talking about the women, let's go back real quick to Lamentation and show you compass. A woman encircles a man, okay? A female will shelter a man. The role is reversed, okay? A woman protecting a man, right? Is anything else? Look, a woman changed into a man. It shows you right there that the roles were reversed. Let's see if we can get into so we are in Jeremiah 31:22. Said embracing that, but we saw it would be changed into a man. But we know in the 16:11 is encompass, right? It's a Hebrew word, sabab. Okay, sabab. Anyway. Verb to turn about, or around, or aside, or back, toward, go, surround, encircle, change direction, turn about, change. Okay, to march or walk around, to partly around, go partly around, circle about, surround, encompass, to turn oneself, close, round, turn round, to be turned over to, okay, to be turned over to, transform, change, okay, woman transforms and changes into a man, and we have the most masculine women. Talking about the Judite women, they have some of the most masculine energy of any person on the planet. Okay, all right. There's nothing more to be said about. They're in the role, they lead us, and they have that position with that masculine energy. Okay, we are all messed up. Okay, let me play some more of the video.
become these evil human beings who can't be honest with each other.
Yeah.
But we have to come up with tricks and everything. So when I look at the black people, my people, we call each other crabs in a bucket.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you see how you get talking and pushing each other?
Yeah.
Us guys, it's their way around.
Yeah, I know the reference, right? Crabs in a bucket drag each other back down,
Yes.
right? When a crab tries to crawl out, the crab drags him back.
These crabs are in the bucket together.
Yeah.
Right? So if I try to come out from whatever situation that I'm in, my people are the ones who are going to pull me back in.
Wow.
So you tell me, why should we be, who lives like that? How are you ever going to build anything that way?
So in a country like the U.S., again, just systemically, there's over the years there's been discussion of like reparations for those that were brought over here in slavery. How there's generational wealth has been stolen, and I'll be honest, that makes sense. Just taking the emotion out of it, like okay, 5 generations ago, my family didn't have things taken from them like a black family would, right? So today,
Exactly. Okay. And I'm 3.5 minutes in, but exactly. So let me grab some precepts. Deuteronomy 28. I start verse 20. It says, "The Lord Yahweh himself will send on you curses, confusion, and frustration in everything you do, until at last you are completely destroyed for doing evil and abandoning me," forsaking Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, right? Verse 25. "The Lord Yahweh will cause you to be defeated by your enemies. You will attack your enemies from one direction, but you will scatter from them in 7. You will be an object of horror to all the kingdoms of the earth." Okay, 28, 29, 30, yep. Which says, "The Lord Yahweh will strike you with madness and blindness and panic." Okay, you will grope around in broad daylight like a blind person groping in the darkness, feeling your way around even in daytime. We can't get right. Following women can't get right. Okay, who taught the women? Esau, the slave master. Okay, why? They gave them the power to be over men, going back to the agreement they came up with in the Garden of Eden with the serpent man, which his was a dark-skinned man, which was he was the wicked. Okay, he was the serpent-like spirit. Okay, and he fed Eve that BS, half truth and half BS, and she bought it, and now we're living it through. And when the day of the Lord comes, we're going to see how wrong a way of life this truly was. Among other things, we're going to see following after the wicked. Okay, a serpent-like person, more subtle than anybody else. Okay, lying. Okay, and she being carnal and simple fell for it. And then we being carnal and simple right behind her fell for it. Okay, 29 says, "But you will not find your way. You will be oppressed and robbed continually." Look at this. "And no one will come to save you." Okay, you will be engaged to a woman, but another man will sleep with her. You will build a house, but someone else will live in it. You will plant a vineyard, and you will never enjoy its fruit. Okay. 32 says, "You will watch as your sons and daughters are taken away as slaves. Your heart will break for them, and you won't be able to help them." Okay, see this? 33. A foreign nation you have never heard about will eat the crops you worked so hard to grow. You will suffer under the constant oppression and harsh treatment. You will go mad because of all the tragedy you see around you. Okay, it's tough in the hood, man. 35. The Lord Yahweh will cover your knees and legs with incurable boils. In fact, he will cover them head to foot. Okay, yep. And it's knee pains, back pains, leg pain. Okay, we're just people in pain. 36 says, the Lord Yahweh will exile you and your king to a nation unknown to you and your ancestors. Okay, it's not like we're going to like the Assyrians, where we knew people, where we had family connected, we've been in their land and had some connection to them. Sent us to our direct spiritual enemy. Okay, there in exile you will worship gods of wood and stone. 37. You will become an object of horror, ridicule, and mockery among all the nations to which the Lord sends you. And it's not just comedians doing it. This is the way of life. You will plant much, but harvest little. For locusts will eat your crops. Things will just go, like, it says let me grab it real quick. Right here in the book of Haggai 1 and start at 5. It says, Haggai, therefore consider your ways, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, consider your ways. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but ye are none warm. And he that earneth wages to be put into a bag with holes. Therefore saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Okay? We earn wages to be put in a bag of holes. We plant and harvest little. Locusts eat it up. It's just random things that we're never gonna be able to accumulate generational wealth. If they gave Dave Chappelle actually did a pretty good analogy, if you will, of what it would be if we got black reparations. Okay? Newport, we'd be wicked as hell, man. We just be out there doing, you're living it. We're already doing a certain type of way what we would be doing with the money, squandering it. Okay? Let's go back. Deuteronomy 28:41. You will have sons and daughters, but you will lose them, for they will be led away into captivity. All right? Swarms of insects will destroy your trees and crops. The foreigners living among you will become stronger and stronger, while you become weaker and weaker. Okay. 44. They will lend money to you, but you will not lend to them. They will be the head and you will be the tail. Okay. 45. If you refuse to listen to your Lord Yahweh, your power, and to obey the commandments and decrees he has given you, all these curses will pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed. So we are under curses. Okay, these horrors will serve as a sign and warning among you and your descendants forever. Okay, why? 47. If you do not serve the Lord Yahweh your power with joy and enthusiasm for the abundant benefits ye have received, you will serve your enemies, whom the Lord Yahweh will send against you, and you will be left hungry, thirsty, naked, and lacking everything. Okay? The Lord Yahweh will put an iron yoke on your neck, oppressing you harshly until he has destroyed you. Okay? And we'll continue reading, but let me get to that yoke of iron right quick. All I put in was yoke of iron, and look. That's Jake right there. So that's us, man. That ain't the one. Look, it even says the verse. Okay? That's a known piece of history that happened to us. Okay? Look, showing you what happened. You Africans didn't go through this, man. Okay? You Kenyans, you may be Jakes and you grew up and were born over there. You didn't go through this. Those that grew up in Europe, you went through something, but you didn't go through this. Okay? Okay, not to say that you don't understand better than the African does. Okay, but that African, man, the Hamites didn't go through this. They didn't come into the country, get citizenship, and then was told not to hang out with African Americans. Okay, stay away from them, they're bad. Okay, there's videos on the internet, on YouTube, talking about that. Okay. 49, it says, the Lord Yahweh will bring a distant nation against you from the end of the earth, and it will swoop down on you like a vulture. It is a nation whose language thou do not understand. It's the Edomites, man. A fierce nation and heartless nation. Yep. That shows no respect for the old and no pity for the young. Okay. And look, you go into this. Let's see what they say here. Around 53. Yeah, the siege and terrible distress of the enemy's attack will be so severe that you will eat your own flesh and your own sons and the flesh of your sons and daughters whom the Lord Yahweh has given you. The most tender-hearted man among you will have no compassion for his own brother. And you see blacks and Hispanics with beef, black on black beef, and he already spoke about that going to downtown LA. The chances of being killed by a Jake versus being killed by an Edomite is even higher in this life right now, right? His beloved wife and his surviving children. He will refuse to share with them the flesh he is devouring, the flesh of one of his own children, because he has nothing else to eat during the siege and terrible distress that your enemy will inflict on your towns. Okay? And this, in one sense, took place in 70 AD, but it's coming back around. Okay? It's talking about destroying your children, for one. Okay? And then there's stories of our women that there were judgment. Will eat my baby today and then eat yours tomorrow. Okay, my baby died and your baby is still alive, so I'm going to go switch it. And then I'm going to say I'd rather you cut your baby in half and kill it because mine is already, those stories tie you into how our people act. So an abortion clinic, Planned Parenthood isn't far-fetched, an idea. Okay? Especially the liberties in the when we get children, man, it's like we inherit a curse, another cursed soul. We just read in Deuteronomy we will get children and not be able to enjoy them. Okay, so bringing a child in isn't a joyous occasion like it is for everybody else. Okay, for us. Okay, like it is for everybody else. We bring a child to the world and get deeper in debt. All right. So this situation isn't a joyful one, and this is a curse that cometh upon us. 56. It says, the most tender and delicate woman among you, so delicate she would not so much as touch the ground with her foot, will be selfish toward the husband she loves and toward her own son or daughter. She will hide from them the afterbirth and the new baby she has born. I don't know about that. So that she herself can secretly eat them. Wow, yeah, I'll take that. She will have nothing else to eat during the siege and terrible distress that your enemy will inflict on all your towns. Okay. Yeah. 59. And on that, 58 was a good verse too. It says, then the Lord Yahweh will overwhelm you and your children with indescribable plagues. These plagues will be intense and without relief, making you miserable and unbearably sick. He will afflict you with all the diseases of Egypt, so that of Egypt that you fear so much, and you will have no relief. The Lord Yahweh will afflict you with every sickness and plague there is, even those not mentioned in this book of instruction, the Bible, right? Until you are destroyed. Though you become as numerous as the stars in the sky, few of you will be left, because you will not listen to your Lord, your God. Okay. 63. Right? It says, just as the Lord Yahweh has found great pleasure in causing you to prosper and multiply, the Lord Yahweh will find pleasure in destroying you. You will be torn from the land you are about to enter and occupy. For the Lord will scatter you among all the nations from one end of the earth to the other. There you will worship foreign gods, okay, that neither you nor your ancestors have known, gods made of wood and stone. There among those nations, you will find no ease, okay, no peace or place to rest. And the Lord Yahweh will cause your heart to tremble, your eyesight to fail, and your soul to despair. Your life will constantly hang in the balance. You will live night and day in fear, unsure if you will survive. 67. In the morning you will say, if only it were night, and in the evening you will say, if only it were morning. Okay, you have nightmares and you can't rest at night. You know, it's just bad things happening outside in the hood, man. Just shootouts, just all types of stuff. Car getting broken into. Okay, but then you're trying to rest and can't rest at night. Then you go to work in the morning and I gotta go back to work. I don't get the time to enjoy my family or the money to be in relief and without stress. Okay? For you will be terrified by the awful horrors you see around you. 68. This is where it's going to get funny. All right, in this other translation. Then the Lord Yahweh will send you back to Egypt in ships. Right? Back into captivity with ships. Okay? When you read the KJV, it makes a lot more sense. Again, right? To a destination I promise you, you would never see again. Then you will offer to them, you will offer to sell yourselves to your enemies as slaves, but no one will buy you. Bullshit. When you go into the KJV, it says it more clear. Thou shalt sin no more again. There ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall redeem you. Let's go into that word. No man shall buy you real quick. Okay. Shall buy. Quana. Quana, right? It says to get, acquire, create, buy, possess. To get occupied. Acquire, not to buy, to cause, to possess. Yeah, to redeem us back, man. Redeemed. Okay, it's used as the word redeemed there. Okay. All right. To erect us back, to create, by extension, to procure, especially by purchase. Okay, how will we purchase back? To attain. Okay, who attained us? Who purchased us? Yahushua with his blood. Okay, the blood of Yahushua got us back, man. Okay, and that is the slave ship scripture right there, Deuteronomy 28:68. That's not recorded for all those things to be happening to a certain people, to go through what we went through. All right? Thus saith the scripture. Daniel 9:12, and he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil, for under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done unto Jerusalem. Nothing has never been as bad as what we've gone through in the earth. And rightfully so, being the chosen, those that are supposed to inherit the world and run the world and have an inheritance with the world, and the fervent lover of the Heavenly Father, so on and so forth. You know, we disobey. We're supposed to be the first example. As Yahushua is the first example, we're the first example of nations. Okay? But the glory, because of his promise, will come back to us, though. Okay, his promise will overthrow our transgressions to keep his word, to keep his promise, to put us on high. Okay, the promise he gave to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse. Okay, we're still under it, going through it. And to be subject to payments. Okay, so we're into now, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord Yahweh our power. Okay, I'm gonna play some more video.
And tell me where it's inaccurate.
Yeah. So we have to agree that the history that the black people think is their history, is accurate.
Okay.
Because if I know anything about human beings, is we lie. We lied about COVID, and it's not even 2 years down the road. So if there's anything about the history, I mean, you can rely on the human being, is to lie.
Okay.
So I am not sure what they tell me is the truth, because the people who are telling me are evil. So they got.
So he called us evil, right? It's funny. It's back to this one, Chad Smith 5045 again. It says it's always interesting to hear people who have no concept of what it's like to be black in America tell black Americans what it is to be black in America. As he's eloquently stated so numerous times, he has only been here 2 years. He knows nothing about being black in America.
Me about a truth that existed 400, 200, 300, 100 years ago.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me.
And I was reading to you the experience from the scriptures of what would happen to us. And those that do know, because you wasn't here, we were here. Our ancestors passed that down. You don't know the systemic racism that's going on in this country against Jake. And it's not just blacks, it's Hispanics and natives as well. You don't understand how that goes. And these curses are on us. All right? Even though, like I said, this guy's probably a Jake, a Kenyan.
Truth about my colonialism in my country. Because I don't trust you. So as long as I don't trust you, I cannot trust anything that you say whenever you open your mouth. I don't trust you to be a good person because you show me you're not a good person. How do I trust what you're telling me is the truth? I can't even trust when you tell me it's 3:30 right now.
Right.
Are you tired of getting lowball cat?
All right, well, that's going. Lamentations chapter 2, verse 15. All that all that pass by, clap their hands at thee and hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Is this that amazing nation that everybody wants to praise? You niggas? Okay. That's how the heathen look at us. You niggas doing all this weirdo shit, women ruling over you and all of this. Can't get yourself together, can't get off the drugs, don't want to work, all these things. Okay? All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we looked for. We have found it. We have seen it. And when you go into the Zondervan's, which I don't have a copy of it, Bible Dictionary for Ham, Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, Ham, not the Negroes, right? Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, which are Africans, Ethiopians as Africans, Libyans as Africans, and Canaanites were Africans. Okay? So they're the Africans. So, of course, we don't share the same curses. We didn't share the same blessings, the same promise. So just because we're both dark-skinned don't mean that we're the same people. We're not. Okay? He calls himself African, but he lives in America now. Why don't he call himself African-American like us? Because there is a distinct difference between the two. Okay? He's actually closer to African-American than we are. Anybody that grew up in Africa. Okay? That's why we have another byword, which is black or Negro. We got all these different names for us, but no one's calling us who we truly are, the sons of Shem. Okay? The Israelites. Okay, the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, until we recognize it and fit back into the identity, shit like this is going to be happening. All right?
Whenever you open your mouth, I don't trust you to be a good person because you show me you're not a good person. How do I trust what you're telling me is the truth? I can't even trust when you tell me it's 3:30 right now.
Right.
So So I don't trust a thing you tell me, bro. So why should I listen to you? So the black people are talking about reparations. What the fuck is that, bro? I've been in this country for 2 years. I have a Mercedes-Benz S550. Which other country do you think that is possible?
Yeah.
So when you tell me 400 years, bro, I only have 2. And it's not even 2. It's not a complete 2. It's a 1 and something. So everybody's running to get themselves in here. Everybody's trying. The Mexicans don't even know English, and they can't even wait to get in here. So what you are is a victim. And somebody needs to tell you, wake the fuck up, stop being stupid. Because the country is being divided as you are asleep.
Now I'll take that one and run with it right here, though. Okay. Romans 13 and 11. All right. Anyway, verse 11, Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Okay. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Okay, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness. And this is true about our people. We act a fool, man. Okay? Not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. All right? But put ye on the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Okay? Let's go back.
And somebody needs to tell you, wake the fuck up, stop being stupid. Because the country is being divided as you are asleep. Mark Zuckerberg woke up and cut himself off a slice of the country.
Yeah.
Elon Musk came in and he said, oh, there's a part of this country that needs me. Everybody's doing it, including Andrew Kibe. So what are you looking at? The person who did that to your grandfather or to your great-grandfather died the same time when your grandfather died.
Yeah.
So the problems and the oppression died then. That doesn't exist anymore. Go to the streets and tell me where the people are oppressed in America. In my country.
In the liberal cities, buddy. In the liberal cities. We don't know who we are, so things are never going to be right. We don't know. We don't have a dietary law. Things are never going to be right. We don't know who to worship. Things are never going to be right, and we're following after the damn devil. So things ain't ever going to be right. Or we want to follow after a heathen. Ever going to be right. Okay? Till we get the understanding that following after Yahweh Bashim Yahushua with all faithfulness, belief, and works is what's going to save us, man. It's going to rescue us. Going to set us free. All right? Let's get Tupac.
The media generally has portrayed Tupac in basically a negative light.
Your song, I Don't Give an F.
I start the song out sitting in a paddy wagon and the cops are bragging about beating up another brother.
What that shows is what the media on any...
Yeah, this does. I'll come back.
So I feel like my job is to tell a story, the whole story, and I can't censor it. Whatever you say, censor it or making it right, it's still censoring it. You know, we all got to have the knowledge of what's going on, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, so you don't advocate cop killing?
Not at all. I don't advocate violence in any way.
I'm just curious as to whether the song that he was listening to had anything to do with cop killing, or...
No, I just said I don't write songs about cop killing.
But it did have the lyrics in there.
6 of the songs on your album mention cop killing?
No.
Oh, that's not true.
No, all my songs talk about police brutality and self-defense. Now that's something different.
If we're going to talk about police, this man over here is...
And just saying it, and I'm going to go back to this video, but just saying it, you have to understand that experience, man. If you didn't grow up in them years, and yeah, it's the way society's set up now, it's not quite the same. The energy's still there, and it's coming back strong. Believe me, this man hates you, and he's going to show you his horns before he's up out of this planet. Okay, before his rulership is up, he's going to give you the business, man. He is going to let you know who he really is and who he really works for, so to speak, where his energy and his spirit come from. Satan, man, the real adversary of the Heavenly Father, the wicked. He's going to give it to you, man, before it's all said and done. Okay? And so some of those rap songs started off as giving that experience of what things that were happening in the hood. Now the actual niggas that's doing the dirt themselves are the ones on the record talking about it, snitching on themselves so they can go get that jail experience, man. It's got to be on purpose, okay?
In a really rough area, and he puts his life on the line every day.
I got so much respect for him for that, but look, we have to live in the same neighborhoods without bulletproof vests, without backup, without walkie-talkies, without guns, without tear gas, without pepper spray, without batons. So now we have to fix the problem.
Pac knew that media is a machine that you either work with it or against it, so he worked with it.
These people don't see it every day.
No, but what I would like to see is for children in our country to have a better future than what you guys have. And that's not going to happen when he's repressing his generation and his people by saying they have no hope.
What do you know about my people?
I know a lot about your people.
Know about just because you charity, give money, wipe the guilt away, does not mean you know about the young black man of today's society.
What would you say is the answer to that? Violence?
No, it's making music is what I'm doing now. It sparks dialogue, and that's how laws get made. That's how change get made. I see no changes. All I see is racist.
Okay, we know how that go. But you know, he has to say that part at the end. But we're past that now. Now we know who we are. We still don't stand up and fight. The change comes in calling on your power. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Now let me read this in Hosea 4 real quick before I go back to that video. It says, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, ye children of Israel, for the Lord Yahweh hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh in the land. Okay, by swearing and killing and lying and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood touches blood. Okay, therefore shall the land mourn. Let me go to the NLT with this one too. See what it say. All right, Hosea 4, 1. Hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, O people of Israel, for the Lord hath brought charges against you, saying, there is no faithfulness, nor no kindness, no knowledge of God in your land. You make, and we're the chosen. That's the point. We're the chosen in there, and God is for us, and we're His only begotten and fervent lover, and everything else. Okay, His heir. Okay, but we don't have any knowledge. Okay, we didn't forgot and lost who we were. We discontinued from our heritage. Okay, from Jeremiah the 17th chapter. Yeah, it says, you make vows and break them. You kill and steal and commit adultery. There is there is violence everywhere, one murder after another. That's why your land is in mourning, and everyone is wasting away. Even the wild animals and birds of the sky and the fish of the sea are disappearing. Don't point your finger at someone else to try to pass the blame. My complaint, you priests, is with you. Your people are like those that complain against the priests. Anyway, it says, so you will stumble in broad daylight, and your false prophets will fall with you in the night, and I will destroy Israel, your mother. Okay. My people are being destroyed because they don't know me. Since you priests refuse to know me, I refuse to recognize you as my priests. Okay? Since you have forgotten the laws of your God, I will forget to bless your children. Okay? Heavy curses, man.
Right now. Right. So I don't trust a thing you tell me, bro. So why should I listen to you? So the black people are talking about reparations. What the fuck is that, bro? I've been in this country for 2 years. Mm-hmm. I have a Mercedes-Benz S550. Yeah. Which other country do you think that is possible?
Yeah.
So when you tell me 400 years, bro, I only have 2. And it's not even 2. It's not a complete 2. It's a 1 and something. So everybody's running to get themselves in here. Everybody's trying. The Mexicans don't even know English, and they can't even wait to get in here. So what you are is a victim. And somebody needs to tell you, wake the fuck up, stop being stupid. Because the country is being divided as you are asleep. Mark Zuckerberg woke up and cut himself off a slice of the country.
Yeah.
Elon Musk came in and he said, oh, there's a part of this country that needs me. Everybody's doing it, including Andrew Kibe. So what are you looking at? The person who did that to your grandfather or to your great-grandfather died the same time when your grandfather died.
Yeah.
So the problems and the oppression died then. That doesn't exist anymore.
Bullshit.
Go to the streets and tell me where people are oppressed in America.
Go to the
In my country, I've been here, about 2 years. I've not been stopped by a single policeman.
Something crazy is a lot of times the heathen don't understand. Because they come from a third world country and they think, oh, America, in the hood, in Compton and Watts and all, in Brooklyn, Brooklyn's nice, I guess, I don't know, but in the hoods of America, because there's running water, they think everything's all right. They don't understand that there's food deserts. Okay, they don't understand it. I mean, and you look at Jake destroyed their own neighborhood too. I'm not saying our people are innocent, simply saying it's a lot of factors that go into this, and these curses are on us as well. Okay, we don't know how to do ourselves any good. It's a curse. We don't have control over it. Okay? Jeremiah 4:22, my people are foolish and do not know me, saith the Lord Yahweh. They are stupid children who have no understanding. They are clever enough at doing wrong, but they have no idea how to do right. Okay? Now, in the NLT.
In my country, a month, without having engaged with the police. What are you talking about? You guys talk about police brutality. You have no fucking clue what that is. You have police who smile and say hi to you. You're saying hi. What are you guys doing here? Yeah. So it's the thing you're talking about. Your perspective or your
context.
Your context is so limited because you've only been eating your mother's food.
True. It's true.
So your mother has filled you with all this fear and all this lethargy. You're so lethargic. Like now I was with some guys from Gobandans and we were passing by a certain road, I think just around here. And I see this homeless guy, but he's built like a horse. But this guy is homeless. How does that make any sense, bro?
Yeah.
So, for me, I have no sympathy for the black people, right? I have no sympathy for anyone, okay? I am not God. You can go deal with God when you get there. But for me right now, the black people are fucking up because we have the identity of our mothers. So we need to get back our identity of our fathers. We need to go back to being men so that we can lead our women. But our women cannot lead us. It doesn't work that way because if our women lead us, then their men are the white men. So when they want something, they'll come to you. They don't come to me. But if they come to me, that's where the power is because I can come to you and tell you, hey, how come you've not given me an extra this or that?
Yeah.
Then me and you can have that discussion. But when you're having the discussion with my wife, then she is my leader.
Interesting.
Yep.
So now the boys grow up under that situation. They see where the mother is the power. So they worship the woman. When this boy becomes a man, he's already been indoctrinated into woman worship. Absolutely. So he cannot make any decision as a man. That's why these men are going to be homeless or are going to sit on the passenger side of the car and be driven by their women. That only happens with the blacks, you know that.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see this
That's hilarious. Sit on the passenger side of the car as the women drive. That's why I brought this out. 22nd verse, man. You broke down into this, man. It said women will become men. Okay. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 21. With how great circumspection didst thou judge thine own sons, unto whose fathers thou hast sworn and made covenants of good promises. Therefore, whereas thou dost chasten us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more, to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. Okay, showing us how we should be. Okay, and when will that come into play, man? When will that come into play? When the second covenant is completely in effect. Okay, because the promise that to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, it still stands. Okay, that promise still stands. And watch what it says in Galatians. All right, so you Jakes out there, man, that don't think you're Hebrew Israelites or whatever the case may be. Amen. That messed the whole video up. Anyway, whatever the case may be, you can't say one thing or another. This is real psychological studies. All right, and this is one of my favorite. I'm a favorite. This is one of my favorites by Jane Elliott, man. And I'll close with this. Okay, we are under curses, man. Jake is under curses. This is how deep-seated. It's a psychological thing now in the country. And when you come to get your citizenship, they warn you about Jake, man. Okay, so let's watch this and then I'll close. So Lord willing, this was edifying. Enjoy.
In 1968, when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, Jane Elliott was the teacher of a third-grade class in the town of Riceville, Iowa. Realizing that these children needed to learn a very important lesson, Elliott devised an experiment to teach them about racism and segregation and how it affects those who experience it. She divided the class into two groups, blue-eyed students and brown or non-blue-eyed students. Elliott then told the students that the blue-eyed children were clean.
All right, now we're going to watch her do it.
Judged by the color of your skin? Yeah. Do you think you do? No, I don't think you'd know how that felt unless you had been through it, would you? You think you know how that would feel to be judged by the color of your skin? Yeah. Do you think you do? No, I don't think you'd know how that felt unless you had been through it, would you? It might be interesting to judge people today by the color of their eyes.
Now, this is footage of what became known.
Can't find a damn video.
This is a special week. Does anybody know what it is?
National Brotherhood.
National Brotherhood Week. What's brotherhood? Treat everyone as though he was your brother. And is there anyone in this United States that we do not treat as our brothers?
Yeah.
Who?
The
black people. Who else?
Indians.
Absolutely the Indians. Many places in the United States. How are black people treated? How are Indians treated? How are people who are of a different color than we are treated?
They don't get anything in this world.
Why is that?
Because they're different color.
You think you know how that would feel to be judged by the color of your skin? Do you think you do? No, I don't think you'd know how that felt unless you had been through it, would you? It might be interesting to judge people today by the color of their eyes. Would you like to try this?
Yeah!
Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Since I'm the teacher and I have blue eyes, I think maybe the blue-eyed people should be on top the first day. I mean, the blue-eyed people are the better people in this room. Oh, yes, they are.
Yeah.
Blue-eyed people are smarter than brown-eyed people. This is a fact. The brown-eyed people do not get to use the drinking fountain. You'll have to use the paper cups. You brown-eyed people are not to play with the blue-eyed people on the playground. Well, the brown-eyed people in this room today are going to wear collars so that we can tell from a distance what color your eyes are. You ready, Laurie?
Brown-eyed.
She's a brown-eyed. You'll begin to notice today that we spend a great deal of time waiting for brown-eyed people. I don't see the yardstick, do you?
It's probably over there. Hey, Miss Love, you better keep that on your desk when the brown-eyed people get out of hand.
Oh, you think if the brown-eyed people get out of hand, that would be the thing to use? Who goes first to lunch?
Blue-eyed.
The blue-eyed people. Blue-eyed people may go back for seconds. Brown-eyed people do not.
Brown-eyed.
Don't you know?
Oh, they're not smart. And it seems like when we were down on the bottom, everything bad was happening to us.
The way they treated you, you felt like you didn't even want to try to do anything.
It seemed like
of downtrodden, oppressed, or treated badly by people in power.
Okay, that's not Jake, man. That's Jake all the way. Enslaved. Okay, abused, misused, ill-treated, maltreated, under the heel, weighed down, tyrannized, oppressed, persecuted. Okay, and it was the Heavenly Father that put us in that position. They got more. No. Okay. And she's about to turn the table on them.
Free movie directed by John Landis, starring Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, and Jamie Lee Curtis.
All right. Upper Crust executive Louis Winthorpe, played by the white man Dan Aykroyd, and down and out hustler Billy Ray Valentine, Eddie Murphy, are the subjects of a bet by successful brokers Mortimer Don Amici Edomite and Randolph Duke. Ralph Bellamy Edomite, an employee of the Dukes. Winthorpe is framed by the brothers for a crime he didn't commit, with the siblings then installing the street-smart Valentine in his position. When Winthorpe and Valentine uncover the scheme, they set out to turn the tables on the Dukes. But it's a trading places, man. It's literally that. Okay? Literally trading places. Okay? And that's what she's doing in this experiment. All right? It's funny because in the movie, Jamie Lee Curtis was Jake also in the hood. She's a prostitute, man. Crazy.
I don't want to try to do anything. Seem like me smart. And it seemed like when we were down on the bottom, everything bad was happening to us. The way they treated you, you felt like you didn't even want to try to do anything. It seemed like Mrs. Elliott was taking our best friends away from us.
What happened at recess? Were two of you boys fighting?
Russell called me names and I hit him in the gut.
What did he call you?
Brown eyes. They always call us that. They keep calling us brown eyes.
What's wrong with being called brown eyes?
It means that we're stupider.
I watched what had been marvelous, cooperative, wonderful, thoughtful children turn into nasty, vicious, discriminating little third graders in a space of 15 minutes. Yesterday, I told you that brown-eyed people aren't as good as blue-eyed people. That wasn't true. I lied to you yesterday. The truth is that brown-eyed people are better than blue-eyed people. Russell, where are your glasses?
I forgot them.
You forgot them. And what color are your eyes?
Blue.
Susan Ginder has brown eyes. She didn't forget her glasses. Russell Ring has blue eyes, and what about his glasses?
He forgot them.
He forgot them. Yesterday we were visiting, and Greg said, "Boy, I like to hit my little sister as hard as I can. That's fun." What does that tell you about blue-eyed people?
They're naughty.
The brown-eyed people may take off their collars, and each of you may put your collar on a blue-eyed person. The brown-eyed people get 5 extra minutes of recess. You blue-eyed people are not allowed to be on the playground equipment. You blue-eyed people are not to play with the brown-eyed people. Brown-eyed people are better than blue-eyed people. They're smarter than blue-eyed people. And if you don't believe it, look at Brian. I use Orton Gillingham Phonics. We use the card pack. The brown-eyed children were in the low class the first day, and it took them 5.5 minutes to get through the card pack. The second day, it took them 2.5 minutes. The only thing that had changed was the fact that now they were superior people. You went faster than I've ever had anyone go through the card pack. Why couldn't you get them yesterday?
We had those collars on.
You think the collars kept you?
We just keep thinking about those collars.
Oh, and you couldn't think as well with the collars on. 4 minutes.
That's that collar, yoke of iron, man. Okay. It's more spiritual and symbolic with Jake now. Okay. That yoke of iron is still on us, man. Okay, we still feel the sting of oppression on us. All right.
18 seconds. How long did it take you yesterday?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. How long did it take you today?
4 minutes and 18 seconds.
What happened?
Window.
What were you thinking of?
This.
I hate today.
You do. I hate too.
Because I'm blue-eyed.
See, I am too.
There's nothing, it's not funny, it's not fun, it's not pleasant. This is a filthy filthy, nasty word called discrimination. We're treating people a certain way because they are different from the rest of us. Is that fair?
No.
Nothing fair about it. We didn't say this was going to be a fair day, did we?
No.
And it isn't. It's a horrid day. Okay, you ready? What did you people who are wearing blue collars now find out today?
I know what they felt like yesterday. I did too.
How did they feel yesterday?
Down. Like a dog on a leash. Yeah. Like you're chaining them up into prison. Like you're throwing the key away.
Should the color of some other person's eyes have anything to do with how you treat them?
No.
All right, then should the color of their skin?
No.
Should you judge people?
No.
By the color?
And so that's why this doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and Jake being scattered is such a beautiful thing, because it's not the superficial things, the eye color, the skin color. It's not that. It's the spirit that's within us, okay, while we get the victory, okay, because the Lord promised us and chose us, all right, like she just chose the blue-eyed people, then she turned and chose the brown-eyed people, okay. That's how the Heavenly Father has done his chosen people. Okay, just right now, he's chosen the wicked over us for now to teach us a lesson. And that's the point of it, for us to learn the lesson. All right? I think we've seen enough of the video. Let me read Galatians. All right, Galatians 3, I'll start at verse 13. It says, 12. And the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. Yahweh have redeemed us from the curse of the law. Okay, these curses was because we disobeyed the law. He's redeemed us with his blood from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us, for it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree. And we killed Yahushua that way. Okay, the 2/3. Those men back in those ancient days, right? That the blessing of Abraham might come to the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners, through Yahushua Mashiach. Okay, that's why I said it don't matter what you look like, it's the promise. Even though we're scattered and our seed is mingled among the other nations, the father line that went, the branch that goes through Jacob still heads back to the same tree of Jacob, which became Israel. Okay, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith, right? Brethren, I speak after the manner of men, though it be a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannulleth or addeth thereunto. Yeah, we can't break it. So if we got to get punished, as the covenant we made about keeping the law states, we get the curses out of it, okay? But that doesn't override the promise. So we'll be able to come out of it. So the Most High found a way to get us out of that cursed state, okay, by the sacrifice of Yahushua, okay, and then the resurrection of Yahushua gave us hope, okay, that he could be made righteous, and then that we could be made righteous like he was made righteous, okay. It says 16, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Ishmael and not Esau, right? It says, he said not, or his other children. He said, and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Hamashiach's. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before the Most High in Hamashiach, the law, which was 430 years after, cannot disannul that it should make the promise of none effect. Okay, it won't change the promise. The curses won't change the promise, but we got to go through both. Okay, for if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promise, but the Most High gave it to Abraham by promise. Wherefore then serveth the law. It was added because of transgression, till the seed should come to whom the promise was made. And it was ordained by angels in the hand of the mediator. Okay? Now, a mediator is not a mediator of one, but Yahweh is one. Okay? Is the law then against the promises of the Most High? Yahweh forbid. For if there had been a law given that would have given life, Verily, righteousness should have been made by the law. But the scripture had concluded all under sin, that the promise of by faith of Hamashiach Yahushua might be given to them that believe. Okay? So when you're given that gift of faith in that belief, all right, that was the gift of life that we were given when we were sold under sin with these chains of darkness in the law. Okay, it says, but before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up unto the faith which should afterwards be revealed. Okay, wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Hamashiach. We needed to fail in the law for the anomaly, if you will, referring to the matrix of the one, which was Yahushua, to come in perfection. Okay, and then to open it unto those that were given unto him from the Father, that there was no guile, the elect, the 144,000, the 1/3. Okay, those Alahayim that were there from the beginning. Okay, and through them, through the loins of those chosen, the rest of the nation will be blessed when they come back through their loins. Okay, and even in effect, furthermore, the heathen will be blessed because they will have teachers and priests over them to show them how to live the right way in the earth. Okay, and that's taking place in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, they'll bow before Yahushua and Yahweh, and they're going to do what they're supposed to do, and we're going to be overseers over them. We ain't going to teach each other. We're going to teach the heathen. Okay, we've been trying to teach ourselves the whole time. And now that it'll be written in us, we now get to teach the heathen and walk perfectly, that we can enjoy these blessings, man. Okay? 26, for ye are the children of Yahweh by faith in Hamashiach Yahushua. For as many of you as have been baptized unto Yahushua have put on Yahushua. All right? I think that's the point. I'll keep reading. For as many of you as have been baptized unto Yahushua have put on Yahushua. There is neither Jew nor Greek, Israelite or Israelite foreigner, okay, both Israelites. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Hamashiach Yahushua. And if ye be Yahushua, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. Okay, so we still get it anyway. This is just the curses we got to go through. We get the kingdom when we perform the law perfectly, which initiated the second covenant of perfection given unto the children of Jacob, that they'd be perfect and we wouldn't have to teach one another. It'll be written in us. We'll get the better bodies, okay? So on and so forth, man. So I know this was a long one, but Lord willing, it was edifying. Okay, so I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Rakakudash, to belong to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you, hopeful elect. Until the next one, Shalom. We are not Africans.